Right, so here's another graph question. So we've got a point P1A lies on the curve with equation y equals x plus 1 squared times 2 minus x. Right, so first thing, what type of equation is this? Well, it's a cubic because that's the highest power. We've got an x, which is inside a square, times an x, and actually it's going to give us minus x cubed. So that means basically our graph is going to look like this. Right, now when you think about roots, so we've got x plus 1. Well, what's the solution going to be to that? Well, our root is going to be x equals minus 1, and this one to minus x. X is going to be 2. And remember, this one here is a repeated root, so that means at minus 1, we're going to have, it's going to bounce, and then at 2, it's going to go through the x-axis. Okay, so this is our y equals x plus 1 squared to 2 minus x. Okay, that's the first part taken care of. Okay, now sketch the curve with the following equations. Y equals x plus 1 squared minus 2 minus x. Done. And now y equals 2 divided by x. Remember, this is a reciprocal. So reciprocal, we know what that looks like. We know that this is basically like that. Okay, remember the 2 divided by x rather than 1 divided by x means it's slightly higher, but at this point we're more interested in the fact that it's got an asymptote and the shape of the curve. And now we want a diagram that clearly shows the coordinates of any point at which the curves meet the axis. We know that 2 over x doesn't meet the axis. The axis. We know that our cubic does. Now the only thing that's left is our cubic does hit the y-axis. Okay, so where does it hit the y-axis? Well, it hits the y-axis where x equals 0. So the y-intercept is where x equals 0. So let's go to our equation. So y equals 0 plus 1, because that's our x value, plus 2 minus 0. So y equals 0 plus 1, that's 1, 1 squared, times 2 minus 0, which is 2. So y equals 2. So we know that this point here is 0, 2. Now we've labelled all the points where it meets the axis. So that's that second part taken care of. Now the last part of the question asks us, with reference to your diagram, state the number of real solutions to the equation where x plus 1 squared times 2 minus x is equal to 2 over x. Well, we can see straight away that it intersects here and here. So that means that we're going to have 2 solutions, and we can use algebra to find them. We don't need to, the question doesn't ask us to, but we can do that anyway. So if we make the equations equal, so x plus 1 squared times 2 minus x is equal to 2 over x. And let's expand out the left-hand side. So x plus 1 squared is x squared plus 2x plus 1 times 2 minus x. That's equal to 2 over x. When you're doing this, don't suddenly forget about one side of the equation, otherwise you will end up getting confused. Now I'm going to multiply these two together. Again, remember using the grid method is helpful. I'm just doing this quickly. So I end up with minus x cubed plus 3x plus 2, and that's equal to 2 over x. Now I need to multiply through by x. So I'm going to basically multiply all of these by x. I get minus x to the power 4 plus 3x squared plus 2x is equal to 2. And now I just need to make this equal to 0. 0 equals x to the power 4 minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 2. And now we would have to solve a quartic, okay, which is why the equation does not ask you to solve. Okay, so we have answered the whole question.